50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Here we go on a Friday. Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of The Dream Wager. Today is April the 3rd, 2026, episode 647. Joey D, welcome in, kid. How we doing today?
Sun's out, guns out. The Final Four shirt is on.
Let's
2004
go.
Final Four. Oklahoma State
Wow.
basketball. Georgia Tech. What in the world?
Yellow Jackets, huh?
Duke.
Yes.
UConn. Who's in the Final Four this year?
UConn.
Man, with a lot going on, I'm thinking how beautiful it is. I might want to go attend a Coastal Carolina baseball game down at Springs Brooks. They're playing in South Alabama.
What time?
6. I think they're about to start soon.
Okay.
Might be a little late.
But hey, might catch the get in for free at that point. But yeah, Final Four. We got a great episode. We got some NFL news to talk about. We got the Final Four predictions going down in Indianapolis, UConn, Illinois, Michigan, and Arizona. We got UFL Week 2 predictions. One game tonight, one game Saturday, one game Sunday, and then they're saying, you know what? We're not going to televise on Monday for the national championship. We'll go Tuesday night. So I love it. We got a game Tuesday night as well.
There's a gap on Tuesday nights for them.
Yeah, I love it. And then we got some baseball plays towards the end of the show. But kid, let's start with the mother of the beast, and that is the NFL. And we hinted about it about maybe, I want to say 2 weeks ago with, rumblings of, him allegedly saying something with Puka Nacua. But according to his attorney, he has checked himself into rehab. And apparently he's going to be there for a little while longer, end quote, to his lawyer saying. So it's good that he's getting help, but we could have saw this coming, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of clamoring for it. It's like, get this man some help some way or another. And I think he took it upon himself in a sense, maybe with some advice of his friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there also may have been some behind the scenes pressure from the Shield, right? You think the league had to step in and say,
Yeah,
hey, we can't let this get out of control. Let's do some, public relations.
60 days, go to 2 months. Just, get away, get off social media, sober up.
Yeah, kind of like control the chaos that was going on over there.
Yeah, we saw him behind the cage in UFC. He was bugging. He was going up and down. He was amped for the fight. But yeah, it was good to see that he does have good people in his corner to say, you know what, we got a few months here before spring training, before camp. Let's get the mind right. Let's figure some things out and we can move forward. It's just unfortunate because Elvis and I were talking on Wednesday and the whole Jaden Ivey incidents where I guarantee you and we brought up Puka before this even happened, but we were like, if he was a 20-10 guy, Jaden Ivey, he wasn't getting dropped by the Bulls. It's because he averages 10 points a game. He's getting dropped.
Yeah, the shoe was on the other foot. You know what I mean? It's probably not the same circumstance.
Very unfortunate. Did you hear about the whole Jaden Ivey thing?
Yeah, no, I've seen that. A little different circumstance, but it's like when I saw him get cut, and you'll laugh. It's like that one thing where it's like, we keep letting it happen to us. It's LeBron in the huddle, and he's like, "Who's doing it?" And then Gabe Vincent sitting on the bench. He's like, so that's how I thought it was like Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, I will say I do like the movement of all the religious athletes putting out their favorite verses or verses out there on Instagram or Twitter. So I do like the movement. His jersey did sell out. So yeah, it's unfortunate that like if you're not a top player in your respected league, you're not going to get cut. They're going to put up with it. But since you're on the average to below average type of player,
there's no room.
They're going to cut their losses and say, you know what, forget this guy. We don't need him.
That's unfortunate.
It's a very unfortunate. You know what isn't unfortunate? Being Kirk Cousins. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, the best contract hunter of all
ever.
time.
I mean,
hustler.
I'll say this, and this was going to be my last point, but since you mentioned it, I'll start it this way. Probably not a Hall of Famer athletic-wise, but he's a Hall of Famer in my book. I mean, business-wise, you're a business Hall of Famer. He signs a 5-year, $172 million deal with the Raiders. It's in reality, it's just a 1-year, fully guaranteed $20 million deal. It also contains a club option.
It helps their cap.
Yeah, exactly. And the Falcons are going to pay $8.7 million this year. The Raiders are going to pay 1.3, and he gets a full $10 million when he signs in the new year.
A football savant, like he and Fernando Mendoza are probably going to get along with the way their brains work. You know, him being behind the scenes and a backup quarterback to some of the guys. You know, look at how he got into Michigan State and getting that starting job there. Wasn't a starter, came in as a backup, took the job. And same thing can be said when he was in Washington. He was a backup to RG3, and then when he came in, you know, he stole the show. And he was able to be a bag hunter ever since. You know, I remember that one viral call when it was like, all right, the Vikings just offer $60 million guaranteed. Let's just see if the Jets can do the same or better.
I want to read you.
Yeah, better for him.
I want to read you his contract history. First year with the Redskins, $2.5 million, 4 years. Second contract, $19.9 million for 1 year. Another 1 year, because I think he got tagged. 1 year, $23.9 million. Then he goes to Minnesota on a 3-year deal, $84 million. Then he re-signs with the Vikings, 2 years, $66 million.
Oh, we're almost at 200 mil already.
Then we're at the Vikings. I think he gets tagged or something. 1 year, $35 million.
Yeah, he hit the 200 mark right
there. Then he goes to Atlanta, 4 years, $180 million.
$380 million already.
And now Raiders, 5 years, $172 million. It's been over $500 $500 million
athlete right there. Backup QB, Kirk Cousins, legend of the game.
I absolutely love this man.
Hey, don't hate the player. Hate the game. For real.
Who's his guy? Who's his attorney or his rep?
It's what's the famous agent? Mulligetta.
It's funny because I search up. His name is agent is Mike McCartney of Vanity Sports.
Interesting.
Shout out him.
Shout out him. I think agents, what is their percentage cut?
10,
if he's a $500 million athlete,
oh my God.
These agents are making some good money.
And it's crazy because this guy's not flashy. He buys LL Bean and Cole clothes. Like he's not he's just going out there and living life. He's with his family buying land. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't spend his money on stupid stuff. They probably drive a minivan, like
a roller or something.
Yeah, he's good with his money, but $500 million. But I do think football wise, great move. I think he's going to start. I think he's a great teacher to teach Fernando Mendoza until he gets in halfway through the season. But it's only a 1 year deal, $20 million guaranteed. And then he could go get another $10 million.
I think you could, like, that's the hesitancy on Stefanski. He goes for the Giants job, and you could see how he controlled the situation between Penix and he himself, right? It should have been like Kirk Cousins right to the get-go to kind of develop Penix more. And you can see how Stefanski mismanaging that. I actually have more confidence going into the Raiders organization here that they're going to have him starting and have Mendoza learn the ropes better. I think it's more solidified that way, and it makes for a growing franchise out there in Vegas.
Yeah, and you got Clint Kubiak now as the head coach coming over from Seattle.
Those three right there, football nerds, bro. They're going to be able to circle
with Tom Brady.
Yeah, they're gonna exactly, and Brady as well. Like the brains they have over there might be. I said it, man. People are saying the Giants in the next 5 years. I think by the end of Fernando Mendoza's rookie contract, you can see the Raiders possibly making a push for the Super Bowl.
I love it because it's a 99.9999% he is going to be drafted number 1 to the Raiders.
Lock.
And then what do you do then if you're the Raiders? Because you don't come back until I think they have the 3rd or 4th pick in the second round at 36. So it's the 4th pick in the second round. You go get a wide receiver. You need some offensive help.
But maybe sometimes you have a little bit of assets to move up. You trade up and go for a guy. You said that before. If you like somebody, you go and get him. And I think that's a mantra a lot of teams adopt.
I agree. If you want someone, you got to go up and get them. You look at I know it's quarterback and it's different because they're going to get their guy at 1, but if there's a guy they really like, look at the Ravens a few years ago, trade him back into the first round to go get Lamar Jackson.
Yep. Different set of circumstances, but
yeah, but still,
you can get whatever you want, a skill position player, a lineman on the offensive defensive side of the ball, anything to kind of support the future of Mendoza, because that's where it's going to be at. It's just Kirk Cousins' kind of place to bridge towards that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the offense, they got some guys, Brock Bowers, Alshon Gentry, Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers, bro, they got some pieces on offense. Now, defense, they couldn't stop a nosebleed, but you know,
and
it's going
to turning the ball over did not help.
Yes, no, and Fernando Mendoza does not turn the ball over. Kirk Cousins, sometimes he will throw a pick here and there, but
he'll sling it.
Yeah, I think being in the league for so long, teaching him the ropes, just being and
if personalities mesh too,
they look like they get along.
That's the thing. Like, I guess you think if you feel like all the personalities are going to coincide well, I think it just makes for a lot smoother sailing.
100%. So yeah, I love the signing. Love the contract as well. So happy for Kirk Cousins. I think it's a good fit in Las Vegas as well. And then real quick, before we get into the plays, we had some college basketball news. It was all debated after they got knocked out in the Sweet 16, but Kansas coach, Hall of Famer eventually, Bill Self, he will return to the sideline for the 2026-2027 season. He says, quote, he is remaining focused and committed to the Jayhawks. So
yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, when you think of Kansas Jayhawks, you kind of think of Bill Self.
100%.
It's a blue blood basketball program first before anything.
Yeah, and I know there were some health concerns, but I think he managed them. I think he's healthy now, hopefully. So it's good to see him still have that competitive edge. And these guys are all competitive. Tom Izzo, all of them.
Do you say anything about did you see the Calipari interview where he came and said basketball's in trouble? The state of basketball.
When did he say that? No,
that was just recently. I don't know if the interview was today or not, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to watch it thoroughly, so I was wondering if you had. But I was just wondering like what that would have been about. Is he frustrated with the loss he received? Because at the end of the day, that's your coaching. You know, you can't really put the blame on the game. You got to put the blame on yourself, and I think good leaders do that. And we know John Calipari to be so. So I wanted to hear that conversation and see where it led and what he had to really say.
I'm reading, and AI says he criticized the current state of college basketball, citing a broken system driven by NIL, the transfer portal, and older players. He feels the sport lacks parity, making it hard to compete with 18-year-olds when you have 25-year-old coming out of the G League, which I think is fair.
Yeah, they might need to put a stop to that where, you know, coming back and forth. There should be if you're out of the pool, you're out of the pool. You know, you're in the mix for the transfer portal. Maybe just got to be like a little bit of just a wait period to ensure that you're not going to abuse the system. They're going to have to kind of have an update. Also, it cuts out a lot of the middle guys and the lower level guys too. Like you said, there's an exception if you're at the top of the heap, but if you're anything less than that, then you kind of get thrown to the wind, which is just unfortunate.
It's just unfortunate. And, but yeah, it's good to see him and all the successful driven guys. They're all competitive, all of them. Look at Dan Hurley. He's a maniac.
Well, that's why I'd say no, stopping Dan Hurley. Like you just got to say that type of mentality gets you far in this world.
100%. And I love the post-conference speech after. I think just people are raising kids softly nowadays. Now, I'm not a parent and I really can't say, but it's just I've seen videos and I've seen other people parent.
And I can give you in a perspective of how we were raised. A little hard-nosed now.
Now, today, parents would be like, oh my God, you were treated. Honestly, I didn't think anything was wrong with it. And my parents didn't either.
No. And it made me better.
I'll say this, Joe, and I don't know about you, but the not even just coaches. Let's just remove coaches. Teachers who were hardest on me. I remember them the most. And I had the best relationship with them.
100% at the end of the day. And they got the most out of you.
Yeah.
And I think in turn, that was a prideful feeling for them, seeing someone kind of blossom from something that they didn't see their potential themselves. You show it to them. Tough love is something that gives you that self-perspective that you can do anything in this world. So,
and you really can.
Yep.
All right, kid. Well, I appreciate that. Anything else that I missed over the week that you caught, like that cow snippet?
another sport, but we're just not really going to talk it. Nothing to really cap that the Devils at a point,
oh my God,
found their way back into the playoff race. But all we need to do
the goalie fight. Did you see the goalie fight?
Oh, bro, that was crazy, dude.
They lost it.
I saw the goalie fight down in Charleston, Stingrays and Hershey Bears. Yeah, I think it was our boy Subban's brother. He was in the goalkeeper. There was some like hysteria coming from the game before up in PA, and then they came down here and bro, dropped the gloves, dropped the helmet, bro. Both goalies, center ice, stood and banged. It was
I love
insane.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. We need more goalie fights. We are pro goalie fights on the show.
Yeah, 100%. And they, you know what? At the end of the day, don't give them no majors. Let them back and
go back to your crease.
Go back to your crease and defend that goal.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
And then we just beat the shit out of the Capitals. I hit up my
7,
boy,
right?
Yeah, 7-3. Jesper Bratt, Jackie Hughes, and Mitch Marner. He's on the Vegas Knights, but those 3 players last night all recorded 5 points.
There's something about the international like tournaments that we're having and the players coming in that were hot there. Look at baseball as well. All the players that were cold are coming in cold. All of them that were hot were coming in hot. Jack Hughes has got to be the hottest hockey player.
Oh my God, he's insane right now since coming out of that gold medal game. And I mean, for him not having the puck is crazy. And I understand it being in the Hall of Fame, but like he needs that puck.
Yeah.
One day he better get that puck.
It's like a baseball. That's their baseball. If they want to donate it, then that's up to them.
Yeah. All right, kid, let's get into these picks. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys. By the way, Masters coming up this month, baby. Augusta cannot wait. Or an Elderberry watching the Final Four this weekend. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Kid, we got the Masters coming up, and it's unfortunate Tiger's not going to be there, but I can't wait for I love watching the Masters.
At the end of the day, it was a little irresponsible from the GOAT, Tiger Woods. But I give him nothing but the best, whether he's physically going through something or mentally. At the end of the day, it's been one of the most remarkable things seeing growing up how Tiger played the game. And it just hurts, with all the controversy surrounding.
Yeah, we talked about it on Wednesday, and Elvis and I, and we saw the picture when he got. I don't know if he formally got arrested, but
bro, he came a long way, and that right leg just looks so atrophied, bro. Like
and you see it. Me and Elvis made the point. You see it in the eyes. He's battling some demons.
Yeah,
and it's just unfortunate because. If he's not #1, he's #2. He's on the Mount Rushmore. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time. He's the greatest golfer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. That run, what was it? It was 2019 when he made that rerun to the Masters.
Yeah. And I'm not a golfer. I've only golfed a handful of times.
I listen to the golf guys down here, and trust me, a lot of guys wear Masters shirts. We're right here by Augusta, right on the state line. A lot of them are gearing up, ready for next weekend. But go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say was all my buddies in college. They were all big golf guys, and I kind of got back into the sport, and I was watching it, and I'll say this: it's so remarkable to see thousands and thousands of men and women just following Tiger on Sunday. Only guy wearing red. And
Sunday red.
And everyone was tuned in on 2019 when he captured the green jacket again. And I even have chills just talking about it. Like,
I swear to God, it happened out of nowhere.
Because it's just, he is good for golf. And it's just unfortunate that he's a terrible driver. I'll leave it at that. But I am glad, again, he is going to seek help and he's taking time away. Take time away and come back for another run.
Dude, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you take care of your mental health, take care of your body, you come to return, and we're going to receive you with open arms. Did you hear the one thing, though, about the Masters ticketing system that they just came up with? Before it was like, obviously it was a big wait list always, but before you could like kind of not necessarily scout, but like you could resell the ticket and try to make some money in a sense. I think they've restricted that. So now it's like basically, though they're cutting out the scalpers, trying to, cut in on the ticket price. You now as a friend, if you're saying like, I can't make the Masters, but I have my ticket, which is like impossible to get anyway, why don't you go in my place? Now there can't be, because you can't transfer the ticket. It's all like monitored. If you're in if you're in Augusta, it will watch where you're going. So like you can't leave the premises and have someone else come. Bro, it's gotten out of hand. And I think it just takes away from some like friends and family that could possibly want to go and place it.
It is a bucket list, at least a day, because I know how expensive it is. I know it's a wait list, but if you get tickets there for one day, it's like 11 to 12,000. But the final day on Sunday, I think it's like 15 to 16,000.
When they give the green jacket to see that ceremony,
and you have to pick a guy to follow.
Yeah,
like you got to walk with your, like, for example, Scotty Scheffler, like say he's in contention to win. You have to choose to follow him on Sunday.
That's why everybody followed Tiger.
Of course. I mean, it's Tiger Woods. How many times is he going to, be there again?
All I remember is Phil, the lefty. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes low-key winning a tournament, but had nobody following him. But he's just stroking it left side.
He's also not participating in the Masters.
He's older, man. The old lefty, bro. I mean, he's a legend, Phil Mickelson in himself.
They're all legends in their own right. So it is unfortunate, but I wanted to mention Masters Week is coming up. I cannot wait. I will be tuned in to that. Okay, let's head to Indianapolis, a little in the Midwest, and we got the Final Four. The championship is taking place Monday night as well. First game on the docket, and I'm heading back to you. Your Huskies. You are wearing their shirt. UConn, number 2 seed, taking on number 3, the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Illinois short favorites, -1.5, -134 on the money line, +112 for the Huskies. Total is 139.5. Kid, I guess you're going with UConn and Dan Hurley, huh?
Yeah. And I know Elvis is all in on Illinois, as he has been from the beginning, and I can't knock him for that. And I think deservedly so, they should be the favorite. UConn barely escaped from that Duke game. And, with all the star power that Duke holds, you thought that, Duke was a lock for the Final Four. But here comes UConn, man. These Huskies and their prize program. I mean, it's crazy to see how much they've done in their history. To say that the women and what they've done. Gino Auriemma, an absolute savant.
Oh, my God. He's a legend.
All the basketball paisans know how to coach these kids. Calipari, Pitino,
Tom
Izzo, forget about it. So I do like the Fighting Illini a lot, and I've been backing them, and I did back Elvis to make the Final Four, but this is where the buck stops here for me. I got to go with the team that has been, even though a lot of fresh faces, still Dan Hurley at the helm. There's no stopping him. I think with the success of this program throughout its history, you could find themselves in a championship game again. So, yeah, I'm going to take the dog. I'm going to take UConn here. My brother went and graduated from the university, so I got ties there as well. And I maybe should have backed them a little bit more at the beginning of the brackets, but, March Madness is what it is.
It's unforgivable, I'll tell you that. But I am going to back Illinois. I just think right now they are the better team. Let's be honest. UConn is a little lucky to even be here. They hit a 30-plus shot where you got. It's like one of those guys. Yeah, and it's just one of those guys where you hit a fucking moonshot and who's our guy? Eddie Chavez just robs it, and you just got to tip your cap. You just you hit it.
Yeah, and double them off.
Yeah, literally. So it's just, I feel like they're lucky. I think they're a good team, but I just don't think UConn is one of those, is one of the teams that repeated. Remember when UConn went back-to-back? They are not as talented as that team. That team, okay.
Was that like 2012?
They would probably, they would probably be a 4 to 5 point favorite. Illinois is good, man. They rebound. None of the games have been relatively close.
Coast to coast. They got stamina.
Yeah, they're battle-tested. I just think they're going offensively. They're just a little better. I like the over as well. I do think we're going to see some points. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Fighting Illini -1.5.
So I'm against you and Elvis again. I mean, It hasn't been the best. I think we're kind of about dead middle. So, I mean, this could be a deciding factor here. You guys might come out on top.
I am also rooting for Elvis. I really hope he put the ticket in for them to win the national championship because he is sitting in a good place.
He had them to make the national championship. Or was it the Final Four as
well?
No,
he made he won the conference, I think, at +310. Or the region. I don't want to say conference. He had him to come out of the region at +310. He had him to make the national championship, but lose.
Hey, He hit the plus 310. If Illinois, gets.
But you're playing with house money. You better ride now.
That's why you go Illinois all the way. You're right. You have that ticket and play for it to make the Natty. You have to have them also win it.
Let's go to the second game. Scheduled time 8:49, but it all depends on when the first game finishes.
I can start early, or it'll start late. It's like on time or late, just like
on time or later.
It's just like the damn MTA or New Jersey Transit.
Exactly.
Never early.
The battle of the number 1 seeds, man. This probably is going to be better than a national championship, in my opinion. Number 1 Michigan taking on number 1 Arizona Wildcats. It's a pick 'em, but Michigan short favorites on the money line, minus 120, plus 105 for the Wildcats. Total much higher at 157 with these two offenses. Joe, where are we going here?
Yeah, it's crazy to say, as many times as I've seen Michigan throughout the season, I faded him a bunch. And that's why I went with Michigan. I think Zona is a wagon. The Wildcats, they have looked so good. You got Bryce on the team, and he's not even playing. He doesn't need to play with how good this is. 2 losses this entire year. Run through their region, their bracket region. It just look unstoppable. I really got to say, Arizona does look like the team to back all the way into the Natty. So, it's hard to fade him here, but it's just, like I said, it's precedent with me in Michigan. As many times as I've faded them, they've burnt me. So I got to back him in this spot. So I'm going to take Michigan here against Arizona. And hey, if you guys actually get it right with Illinois making it, we will have an all Big Ten championship game. Am I right about that?
Yes,
if
sir.
It's Illinois, Michigan, right?
Yep.
So, hey, just for variety, as you talk about, if Arizona makes it, you have a Big 12 in the mix. And, hey, it'd be crazy to see UConn, I think, as a Big East team.
Oh, yeah, it'd be nuts. But honestly, it really wouldn't be that nuts with UConn getting back into the – I think this is their 9th Final Four appearance, which is crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. How many between, Michigan – I think Michigan would have a more than Arizona, of course. Arizona.
You got to remember with the Fab Five, they went a few times.
Oh, they went 3 straight, I think.
But yeah, for this matchup, I'm actually going to take the Wildcats here on the money line.
Elvis is also with Arizona.
Yeah, me and Elvis are aligned here in the Final Four with Arizona and Illinois. I'm going to take the +1. I think, honestly, the wrong team is favorite. I don't mind Michigan. No matter what metric or KenPom or any statistical website you look for college basketball, these are the number 1 and 2 teams on offensive efficiency and defense efficiency. So I think what it's really going to come down to is the 2-point efficiency from the Wildcats. They don't take a lot of threes, but they're shooting over 60% from the field.
Insane. That's unheard of.
Now, can Michigan stop them? Yeah, they're going to tame them a little bit. They're not going to shoot 60% from with this defense, but I don't know if Michigan can put up that same amount of numbers. So we'll see. I think Arizona's a little big down low as well. I think they're better on the glass. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to be locked in.
Break point. I think I've seen Arizona to be the faster team out there most times too. They can score quick.
They can. I think that's why you see the total at 157.5. So I don't know. I'm going to stay away from the total. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I think it's going to be a classic. I think it's going to be a close, hard-nosed, gutty win.
One of those.
I'm gonna take the Wildcats here at plus money.
One of those glorified national championships, like you said, where 2 number 1s are playing in the Final Four and not in the Natty itself. So I'm guessing, with that being said, you guys do have, if it is UConn over Illinois, but you do have Illinois making it in. Correct. You're saying that either team from this one
is gonna win.
It's gonna win from
correct.
This 1 versus 1 seed.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately,
Michigan and Arizona has way better teams.
Even though if Michigan does wind up winning this game and they go to the national, I do not want them to win.
No. And after that, we will stop mentioning them by name.
Exactly. Let's go. Kid, before we get to the UFL new sponsor alert, we are brought to you by Kalshi. They're presented, and we welcome them. Really good sponsor. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in a ton of states. And once you trade $10, you do get $10 back with our promo code ROCK with 2 Ks, 24. That's Kalshi, promo code ROCK24. Kid, let's get into the UFL. Great. Like I said, I love the scheduling. You got one tonight at 8 p.m., one Saturday night, one at Sunday night. They're going to take Monday off, give it all, because they know they're not. Honestly, I wouldn't mind 2 games tonight and then 2 games on Tuesday, because they're not going to get really good ratings on Saturday with the Final Four with UFC.
Yeah.
Like it's just not a good thing. So yeah, I like it. I like them not taking Monday off and having a game on Tuesday, but we'll start.
Natty game is Monday.
Oh yeah, it's Monday night. We'll start in Columbus. The Aviators hosting the DC Defenders. DC -2.5, -140 on the money line, +124. Columbus Aviators total is at 40.5. Kid, I'll start this one. You know, it was a tough game here. 16-10. They did lose to the St. Louis Battlehawks in week 1, DC, but DC has a great quarterback, and Jordan Ta'amu, he was the MVP of the league last year, and he just threw for 123 yards, 2 interceptions. It was a rough first start, but now against expansion team in the Aviators, who could only muster up 6 points, they got they lost 23-16, but still, I just think the defense for the Defenders, I think they're battling through some things, and I think it's a nice bounce back start. So I'll lay the 2.5.
I was gonna say I would have laid it 2.5. Well, don't let the points fool you. That's actually a big line to lose for the Aviators. Like you said, it like the 16, or was it what was the score again?
23-16.
No, the score for the Defenders lost.
16-10.
Yeah, it was like a very close one. There was also a 15-13 game. I'm mistaken. Like those are really close, like scoring affairs. When it gets over even one score, I think in a UFL, that's kind of a blowout. So, like you said, the expansion team for the Aviators a little young. The Defenders are technically the defending champs, right?
Yes, they are.
So I'm gonna hope in my second ever official UFL pick that I can lay the points with them after the first time didn't hit.
Let's go to this second game in Orlando. The Storm 1-0 on their existence, taking on Louisville Kings. Storm laying 3.5 here, -180 on the money line, +155 for the Kings. Total is 39.5.
They're in Louisville, ain't they?
No, it's at no, it's in Orlando. It's in Orlando.
I do have the Louisville Kings in this one.
I was gonna say it was a rough start for them. They couldn't hold the lead. They lost 15-13 to the Stallions, and they played well, I thought. They didn't do them. They turned the ball over 3 times. And Joe, we played football our whole life. You're not going to win the game with throwing picks, turning the ball over. So, in Orlando, they won. You know, they ran the ball well. Jake Plummer, shout out Jake Plummer. He's the quarterback. He threw for over 200 yards. So, I'm going to take Orlando. I'll lay the 3.5.
Okay, I'm on the opposite side. I'm going to be taking the dogs. I'm going to take Louisville King. I think that close fair with the Stallions made me think that they can kind of compete. Like I said, those close scoring affairs may want to go with the teams that are keeping it close.
All right, let's talk about those Stallions. They play on Sunday night on the road against the Houston Gamblers. Stallions laying 7.5 on the road. Oh, my God.
Yo, isn't Matt Corral the quarterback?
Yeah.
For the Stallions.
Yep.
Birmingham.
+290 for the Gamblers. Total is 44.5. Yeah, they're lucky to even be 1-0, the Stallions, if I'm being honest. They barely beat the Kings last week, and it seemed like every drive was extended by Matt Corral connecting with Jaden Mickens. Those two are they had a connection, 9 catches for 109 yards. Outside of that,
single-handedly they could though.
Yeah. Outside of that, though, nothing really going for them. And I just think that's a bad sign for Houston, who time of possession, only 22 minutes. They got blown out by Dallas last week. They couldn't run the ball. They just ran for 42 yards total. I think points are going to be at a minimum. We barely saw points be scored by Birmingham. I'll take the under 44.
I think that's a sharp bet. I think going under here, because like I said, I think if you saw I was going to take the Kings, I got to take the Stallions just based off of being a close, tight-knit game. And I'd like your under pick, actually, if, that'd be something smart. Maybe you want to, do a same game with the Birmingham Stallions and the under. But I'm just taking the Stallions straight up. I'd like that connection with Matt Corral. I think he was a under-the-radar quarterback for the NFL, but just never really found his footing there. So it just shows the level of what the NFL is putting out there with the college players coming in. But, hey, hoping a nice second win from a lot of these other guys. So I'm going to take Birmingham Stallions here, and that'll get their second win. They'll be undefeated if they win. So
let's go to last game Tuesday. Don't forget Tuesday night on I think maybe they'll play on ESPN. We'll see, or maybe Fox.
I didn't really look that far ahead, to be honest. I didn't want to go that far into the future myself. I didn't feel as comfortable just yet. I will in the future, but not
right. Let's go to Dallas, where the Renegades are hosting the St. Louis Battlehawks. Dallas laying 3.5 here at home, -190 on the money line, +160 for the Battlehawks. Total is 42.5. Dallas, they showed their firepower in week 1. Like I said, they just dominated the Houston Gamblers. Austin Reed, he broke the UFL single game passing record. He threw for 376 with 3 touchdowns. Tyler Vaughn, amazing, 7 catches, 144 yards as well. I mean, I doubt those are the numbers that are going to be put up against St. Louis's defense.
But that shows that points are at a premium. Like, it's hard to score in the UFL.
Exactly. So, and St. Louis has a great defense, and they had 3 players last week with a sack and a half. So it's going to be a much different game here. I don't know if they could do it. I like the defense for St. Louis. They're going to have to turn the ball over and capitalize and score points. And I think it's going to be a shootout. Dallas has proven they could score. Let's see if St. Louis could prove they could score. Give me the over. I'm going to take the over 42 here.
All right. So down the middle, couple totals, couple sides for you for the UFL. Week 2. I like
Week 2. Anything for you in this game or no?
Man, no, as I said, going into Tuesday, may I post a pick as we get closer to that date? I'll probably go and do that. I got to take a look at these games, of course, of the weekend, and then maybe I'll give you a side probably after the Natty.
All right, let's get to the MLB. We had a couple day games today, and I loved it. Cash here with the Yankees.
Home opener, right?
Yep, the home opener. Jack Hughes threw out the first pitch.
Wasn't it Pops out there too? And
I think it was a girl
too.
Luke,
was it both of them, or
I don't know. I know it was Jack and another girl. Maybe she's an Olympian as well.
But hey, deservedly so.
Yeah. He grew up a Yankee fan as well. So we cashed on the 7.5. They won 8-2. Red Sox finally get a win after opening day. They win 5-2 against the Padres. We cashed the under there. We also cashed the under in the Cardinals and Tigers under 8. They win 4-0. Shohei finally had his first home run as a Dodger this season. They win 13-6.
As we said, cold coming from WBC, cold in the start.
Yep. Right now we got a couple games going on. Reds beating the Rangers. Guardians are up 4-1 to the Cubs. Rockies are losing 10-1 to the Phillies. Pirates up 5-3 to the Orioles, and the Rays and Twins are tied 3-3.
So White Sox get that walk-off?
Yes, I did in the 10th inning. Yes, I did. They're struggling a little too out of the gate, the Blue Jays, who just went to the World Series. They're struggling a little bit.
I think, and then Vladdy goes right from the World Series after going Game 7 twice and then having to play the WBC. I think the Blue Jays are a little worn out right now.
Wow. Anything we got? How many? 1, 2, 3,
I like
4,
the late
5.
games.
Yeah. What do you got here for tonight?
Probably, as much as we said the Yankee home opener, actually the A's have a home opener. Yeah, it's in Sacramento, but I mean, I got a little trick for you. I'm going to go with first 5 tie. I think may they both score or may they not. At the end of the day, if we get to the 5th inning, at the end of the 5th inning, and there's no one ahead of one another, plus 550 for that to end first 5 in a tie. But at the end of it's all said and done, I'm going to actually go with the home opener for the A's. I'm going to go with the A's on the money line at the end, -108.
All right. Yeah, for me, for the rest of the night, I do like Milwaukee. Short number at -118. I even like them on the run line here against Kansas City. Royals bullpen has been atrocious. I like the over 8 in Seattle and Anaheim game.
Okay.
I like Reed Detmers over his strikeouts. I like Brandon Wu under his earned runs. I think it's 1.5. I'm actually going to take Houston. They've been on fire lately. It's a pick 'em. I understand, home opener for the Athletics. They're
got to hope Christian Javier comes back down to earth. He was going to let up as many runs as he did in his first outing. Then my thing's live.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Houston here on the money line. Staying away from the Braves and D-backs game. And hopefully I took the Mets.
Me too.
And I also took Nolan McClain under 1.5 earned runs. He only gave up 2, but I think we're going to see some regression from this offense from St. Louis. Yes, they broke open and, they really got to David Peterson yesterday. Nolan McClain is better than David Peterson, and I think we're going to see some regression from them.
They're taking on the Giants.
Correct.
But you're saying from the Cardinals, where a series we lost, where we should be winning these series against bad teams, and we can't even do that. Where this game against the Giants is a litmus test of the tallest order, in my opinion. Let's just see how bad we can mess this up, this entire year up, for that matter. Yanks swept the Giants, and we absolutely need to do the same. But I can't trust them. But I'm gonna put my faith in taking the Mets money line.
Anything here for Saturday? We do have some lines up. Do you have anything for the weekend, or you want to tweet them out?
As I mentioned, like, you see good teams are going to beat up on bad teams. I'm not high on the Cardinals at all. And so with them being on the road in Detroit, I'm going to take the Tigers on the money line, minus 156. Yeah, I think they'll win.
Yeah, Flaherty against Shane Baez. I do like that as well. I was actually looking at the Orioles, Shane Baez versus Cameron Muladowski.
Okay.
I like the Orioles here. It's a short price. I know it's on the road, but minus 115. I think it's a short price.
That lineup does carry, though. It's been showing that they can, kind of win them ball games without good pitching.
Yeah. For tomorrow, Mets, Clay Holmes is on the mound for that.
I can't get this. That's the thing. I was looking at.
I can't get behind him.
And the games that have finished already, it was more the games I wanted to touch for tomorrow rather than looking as to games that haven't been played yet and then capping tomorrow. That's why I looked at the Red Sox, and they were just wishing to get back to Fenway after being on the road and dropping 5 straight. So I got to go in with Elvis and take the Red Sox against the Father's Lane, the run line, minus 1.5 at plus 158. So I'm going to, take a chance with that. They found their footing in Fenway. Maybe they can, muster up more wins.
And then after, Brandon Spout, the guy who we traded to the Brewers for,
and then
Freddie
Seth
Peralta,
Lugo is on
against, the other. 2 Mets go, and give me Seth Lugo, baby, minus 119. He got rocked Brandon Spout in his first start.
He did, but I think he could settle down in his second start, and I'm actually going to go under in this one. As you've seen, the Royals can hit on occasions, and their pitching does let up runs, but Brewers can pitch, and sometimes the unders are looking good. So minus 115 for the under, 8.5 runs here. I think the Brewers are averaging only about 5 to 6 runs. Royals are only averaging about 3 to 4 a game. So I think the ball's in my favor.
Yeah, nothing too set in stone or concrete here for Saturday. I'm just spitballing, but I will tweet out my official card tomorrow for
we got a lot of posting to do.
Yes, sir. But, kid, I appreciate you. Anything else before we get up out of here?
Oh, like I said, probably just try to catch that Coastal game.
Yes.
Hope for them. If we can make any money on that, we'll try to lay them on the money line. But
I love it. Well, enjoy the game, kid. Have fun over the weekend. Good luck on all your bets, and we will see you guys on Sunday for the national championship. Till then, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.